Hello, I'm Finnish-Estonian author Sofi Oksanen, and my latest novel Birch was just released in English. And it's related to Soviet past, just as this chapter I'm going to read about Katyn. Katyn was a forest where 20,000 Polish officers were executed by Soviets in 1940. And Soviet Union denied this totally until the end of Cold War, 1990, when Mikhail Gorbachev finally said that yes, Soviets had executed these Poles. And unfortunately, archives were still closed, but it looks like that after this tragic air crash that took place just a few weeks ago in Europe near Smolensk, Katyn, where Polish president and as well as over 90 people who were on the plane were killed accidentally. It was, very tragic end for the tragedy of Katyn. Now I'm reading a chapter by Hans Luik, who is Estonian. At the moment he is 83-year-old gentleman. And as a child he was deported to Katyn. Luckily he survived because he was deported there with his mother just after the Poles were killed. And Stalin started to get a bit anxious about murdering people and having death camps in Europe. So he deported the Katyn prisoners to another death camp to Siberia. I shall start in Estonia and then finish the chapter in English. Ajaloolase Aadu Musta sõnul kirjutati 31. jaanuaril 1938 Moskvas alla kompartei keskkomitee politbüroos salajane otsus, millega eestlased kui rahvus kuulutati Nõukogude korra vaenlasteks. Kuid sama aasta lõpus peatati eestlaste represseerimine NSV Liidus puhtpraktilisel põhjusel, neid ei tasunud viimseni hävitada. Eesti enamlaste ninamehed Jaan Anvelt, August Kork, Hans Pöögelmann ja hulk teisi oli NKVD manalasse saatnud juba. Ellujäetute hulgast tuli leida inimesi, keda oleks võimalik usutavaks märkistedeks Leniniksi stresseerida. Neist hakati koolitama tulevase NSV juhte. Eesti edukaks soveteerimiseks tuli vabaneda meie iseseisvusaastatel kujunetud eliidist, riigimeestest, arvamusliidristest, mõjukatest inimestest, majandustegelastest. Sotsialistlikku ühiskonda ei sõbinud ka oma tööga jõukaks saanud inimesed, pankurid, vaprikandid, kaupmehed ja suurtalunikud. Setab meid Starovelskisse viidigi. There were many similarities in the methods that were used by the secret police, NKVD and Gestapo to kill people. In German concentration camps, the victims thought that they were being sent to the showers. They disrobed themselves without demur and stepped unknowingly into the gas chambers. In the Soviet death camps, the technique was more primitive. Using the gas chambers was too complicated, and destroying the 20,000 Polish officers was not an easy task. You had to be careful. If those officers who were in good shape and had seen hard times in the war became suspicious about what was awaiting them, they could have created a revolt so that the entire world would hear about the genocide. The Soviets came up with a malicious, deceiving plan. Before taking the officers to Katyn, every man was inoculated against typhus. Contagious diseases were common in the Soviet Union at the time, therefore the vaccination campaigns were taking place often. And if someone cares about your health, then how can you be suspicious about their intentions? When I first read about it, I could not figure out why they didn't inject a poison instead of the vaccine to the condemned ones. But then I got it. It would have been hard to transport the dead bodies. Corpses, they don't walk on their own to the bus and won't step to the edge of the grave. And we don't even know if the syringes were filled with vaccine or plain water. That would be much cheaper, wouldn't it? The killers had thought through everything very thoroughly, calculated all the expenses so that no extra penny would be wasted on the killings. One more detail. Every Pole got a little lunch bag for the road. Who knew to fear foul play? On top of everything, gossip was going around that the Poles would be taken back to their home country. The bus windows were very dirty. No one could see through them. Prisoners didn't see where the bus was going. Some people who survived the Kozelski camp have written that the mood of the people was quite optimistic. Thank you.